Hi everyone, my name is Adi. I'm Dutch and I've learned Russian in the last 5 years. And today I wanted to give you an overview of exactly the timeline of how I learned Russian because I think this will be interesting to you. Because when I started out learning Russian, I didn't really have a person like a concrete example to look at and see, hey, if I put in daily effort and practice Russian, how long will it take for me to actually get to a decent conversational level? Because in the beginning, you're just stumbling for words and you're thinking, hey, what's going to happen if I just keep on doing this? Will this pay off at the end? And that's a very good question, and I think that's why it will help for you to sort of hear my timeline of how it went. Well, let's start the end of 2014 in November was when I learned my first words of Russian. It was because I had a colleague at the time, and he was from Ukraine. So we had a beer after work, and he said, "All right, I'm from Ukraine. I want to learn some Russian." And he said, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Yeah, sure." So the first words I learned then were "Motiblin kazo," which translates to "You're a damn goat." So it's not the nice words, but I mean, it got me interested in the language, and let's say in the year afterwards, I probably listened to about 20 hours of podcasts, of audio courses, audio lessons, and that taught me around 5 to 10 phrases that, I kind of just remembered. I didn't put in too much effort or time because, well, for what would I needed to learn Russian? There was no, I'm just interested and that's it. Then I started during my master's, I met a Russian girl and we started dating, and that's when things got more serious. So we met each other at the end of 2015, but things got serious at the beginning of 2016. And at a certain point, she asked me, I think it was in March or April, hey, do you want to come visit Moscow, see my parents? Because I'm going there in July, and would be cool since you're also interested and we're dating. So why not? Do you want to join me there? So I said, yeah, why not? It will be cool. That's when things pretty much got serious. Well, with our relationship and with learning Russian, because once I booked the tickets and everything, I knew that, well, in Russia people don't really speak English, so I need to get serious to at least make sure that I know all the basic words and phrases that I can handle myself. So that's when let's say April 2016, I started putting in serious effort of daily learning new words, listening to audio podcasts, watching movies with my girlfriend. And then we went to Moscow in June 16, and I could notice that I couldn't really have conversations. I mean, what I could do at that point was just point at stuff like, хлеб at the table, like хлеб, огурец, помидор. That's because I learn some quiet words. I could say stuff like меня зовут Ari, that type of stuff. Yeah, из Голландии, like basic phrases, but really conversation didn't really happen. That's because, well, one, I wasn't completely convinced that I really wanted to learn Russian, and also, well, just a short period of time, so I didn't put in too much effort. But yeah, then after I came back from Moscow, then we made plans for my girlfriend to move to the Netherlands, and that's when a period came, like a year of long distance relationship, which was horrible. But in the end, everything worked out, and I'll save you all the relationship details because it's not too relevant for this video. But in the meantime, I practiced almost daily Russian. I listened to audio podcasts, I practiced words, I watched movies, even played some video games in Russian, most of them with English subtitles, but I tried some, Russian. And in the meantime, I also went to visit my girlfriend in Moscow, and she came to visit me in the Netherlands a couple of times. So after a year, in October 2017, she came to the Netherlands, and that's when I started to notice that I was getting to a normal conversational level. Because I remember in December 2017, friends of her came over, and we were sitting in a train going back to our home from Schiphol, our airport, and I noticed that I could just ask them questions like как вы летели, and also reply to stuff. So after 5 or 10 minutes, I just noticed, hey, we're actually having a conversation in Russian, and there's not really a language barrier. I can just understand what people are saying, and I can reply in a way, and people don't need to repeat themselves 100 times before I get it. Like, they didn't need to repeat themselves at all. Of course, sometimes, I wasn't speaking at a native level, but we could just be having a normal conversation and almost in English or Dutch. So after we came back, it's like, wow, that went very well. So that was after, let's say, 1.5 years of pretty serious studying. And then, then I was living, we were living here in Holland, me and my Russian girlfriend. So, of course, then we also practiced a lot. We watched Russian series. And I also, back then, I stopped doing the daily audio podcast, but I still kept up some other practices, like, I don't know, playing some video games in Russian and that type of stuff. Watching series and just practicing with her. And then we went to Russia, let's say twice a year, and there also for 1 to 2 weeks. And then there was also like a crash course of practical Russian there. And then in the beginning of 2019, I thought, hey, I might as well upload some videos on YouTube where I'm practicing my Russian just for feedback, just as a joke basically. And that went very well. And after that, since on YouTube people kind of expect you to put a weekly video out there, so that just marked the start when I started recording myself in Russian on my Russian channel, and that turned out to be a very, very, very good move for my conversational Russian, because if you're practicing every week, putting out a video of, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes, in order for the video, like most of the time you try to shoot the video 2 or 3 times, sometimes more, sometimes less. And that means that I was basically talking to my phone for at least 10-15 minutes every week, trying to have a good monologue in Russian, because that's basically what it is, a monologue with my phone. And just that was very good for my development in Russian, because you just really try to formulate thoughts, and you don't really, like, if you're having a conversation, then you're speaking with a person, and it's kind of like two-way. And if you don't explain something well, the person asks some questions. But if you're just having a monologue, that doesn't happen. So yeah, and that's also the reason why now here, a year later, that I'm making these videos in English, because a lot of people ask me, hey, how's your Russian going? And how can I learn it? So that's basically my timeline. I hope it was clear. If there are any questions, then feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Bye.